Amidst the veiled expanse of the Master Plane's abyss, you stood, gaze ensnared by the Moonlit Bastion, looming in the outstretched nothingness. You haven't been this close since being there. Beside you, a brave, faceless Ronin, who states his name is Rydak. A rogue daring enough to accompany you for reconnaissance. Suddenly, a chilling intrusion shattered the stillness. A searing pain erupted from within you as the kiss of impalement ruptures your very core. The Master Plane echoes with your torment.
Four days left. I like where we're sitting. I think we know enough. We have, at bare minimum, we have a good plan on how we can potentially effectively attack the hatred-imbued living stone.
Amidst the gathering of rogues, you, the journeyman, stood amidst kindred spirits, the very air a weave of anticipation and shared purpose. The hatred-imbued living stone cast its ominous shadow upon our discourse, its impending confrontation hanging like a shrouded fate. Comrades, you proclaim, voice carrying a tempered fervor. Sooner than later we must face this abomination. Yet fear not, for knowledge gleaned grants us the means to banish it.
Rolling a d6 to get what kind of day event we're gonna have. 6. Dire situation. Shit's going down.
The dire situation scenario will be handled as a sudden, random, generated, remote event, putting you in immediate danger, requiring a reaction and usage of your skills, and to work your way out of dire circumstances. Scenarios like this will keep you and your party on your toes.
What kind of dire situation could I be in? Let's go ahead and roll some dice and figure out what it is. First, I'm going to roll a random event focus. $60. Move away from thread. Filth infestation, mysterious object, hatred imbued living stone, cursed bow versus Rydak. I'm gonna roll a d10. I'm gonna re-roll anything between 9 and 10. I'm gonna roll a d10. Four. It's the mysterious object. The mysterious object. This dire situation has something to do with this mysterious object. Let me go ahead and roll some. Let me roll location. I'm going to roll a d3 to determine if this is a new location or an existing location. 1 being the tavern, 2 being the Moonlit Bastion to the south, 3 being a new location. 1d3. 2. It's the Moonlit Bastion, and that makes sense. Whatever's happening, we are now dealing. It involves the Moonlit Bastion, location, dire situation. So we have our location, we have our thread that we're moving away from. Now let's get some meaning and figure out what this dire situation is about. Inspect. Liberty. Inspect. Liberty. Let's round it out with some meaning. I'm gonna roll 2 more dice. $83.78. 83.78. Playfully quaint. With this revelation, it sounds more to me like being at this location was by choice.
As discourse wove on, the enigma of the alleged key object cast its lingering shadow. Amidst contemplative murmurs, Lystria, a beacon of urgency, stepped forth with urgent news. "Attend!" Her voice cut through the air, sharp as honed steel. "The bastion and its realm have twisted like the labyrinth's turns. Our path, once steadfast, now bears the uncertainty of shifting sands." Nock and Maven, their nods akin to silent agreement, affirmed the truth. The bastion's metamorphosis had altered the known course to the tower, a transformation veiled in both mystery and peril. Amidst this unfolding discourse, a suggestion found voice within you, cloaked in a playful jest. Perhaps, you mused, a wisp of whimsy in your tone. We should gather a band, a quaint and audacious crew, to unveil the path's limits, a venture to test the edges of our knowledge. Thus a seed was sown, a covert intent swathed within light-hearted words. The path to the bastion beckoned, woven with threads of change and opportunity.
We're probably seeing that we're seeing that it's morphing, and because this is a dire situation, something bad happens that puts me in danger, and I don't think I would be alone. Someone is showing me this, whether it's Verdane or some of the rogues that we have. I'm going to go ahead and first ask the question, am I alone? I'm going to say very unlikely. Very, very unlikely. I'm going to actually say the chaos factor is 5, neutral. Nothing has happened yet. So anything under 25 is a yes. Am I alone? Very unlikely. No. I'm going to roll a d3 to see how many others are with me. One other. Okay, I'm going to roll a d10 to figure out who that is. Eight.
A sudden rift parted the assembly. Rydak's arm brushed through the crowd, Maven, unwittingly, bearing the brunt of this abrupt intrusion. With a gaze that could shatter stone, Rydak surveyed the patrons, his gaze, a mix of intent and calculation. "Briefly found yours." Rydak's voice crunches the air. "None amongst us should venture forth," he declared, a directive wrapped in concerns, guys. "But since you, my daring companion, seem to need thy curiosity quenched, I shall accompany you. Safety in numbers and the restraint of potential casualties. Nothing more, nothing less." With a nod, you accept his proposal, acknowledging both his tactical mind and the bravery that simmered beneath his veneer of arrogance.
Something happens to justify the dire situation, immediately putting us into danger, and we have to get out of it. Do we get ambushed while we're here inspecting this, looking in on this place? Do we get ambushed? I'll say I'll say very likely. Anything under a 75 is a yes. Here we go. Is that an exceptional yes? No. Wait. Yes. That's an exceptional yes. We get ambushed badly.
Perched upon a secluded precipice, you scout out the bastion looming in the distance. Its haunting silhouette etched upon the canvas of the abyss. Familiarity, like a mist, began to wane, the path ahead shrouded in treacherous uncertainty.
Are we ambushed by Livingstone? Somewhat likely. Anything under a 65 is a yes. Yeah, lots of Livingstone.
As we discuss a strategic means forward, the air grew laden, a pregnant silence wrapping around us like a shroud. Yet in our discourse, we remained unaware of the weight that bore down upon us.
What exactly do they do when they ambush us? That makes this so dire and dangerous and just overall an issue for us. I'm gonna roll some animal actions here. $57.94. Intense. Trick. These imbued Livingstone are somewhat psychic creatures that have been known to use some sort of audible shriek to paralyze their targets and capture them. Is it possible that they also have some sort of psionic ability as well that they use to put us in some sort of illusion to think that we were safe as they were able to get closer to us? I'm going to say the odds of that are very likely that they inhibited some variation of their existing psionic ability. $11. That's an exceptional yes. It's an exceptional yes. Are they able to strike first? I'm gonna say very likely, being that this is a dire situation. I'm gonna say very likely that they were able to strike first. Anything under 75, were they able to strike first? And that's why we're in this situation. That's why it's really bad. $52. Yes. Is it me that was struck? Or was it Rydak? 50-50. Anything under a 50, I was struck. Anything over 50, Rydak was struck. Is that a critical yes?
Betwixt the folds of reality, where the master plane and dream realm converge, a gathering of Livingstone slinked from the shadows, their presence a silent prelude to calamity. Swift as vipers they pounced, a wave of malevolent intent surging forth. The very air trembled with the weight of their approach, and before your senses could fully grasp the peril, A fiend amongst them, a harbinger of horror, lunged forward. With a malevolent grace, it wrought a strike, a grievous blow propelled by murderous intent. Time seemed to stall, the world an abyss of slow-motion torment, as the strike bore down. And then, the agony, a searing lance that penetrated your very core, rending you asunder. A gasp, a cry, a symphony of torment escaped your lips, your vision awash with the crimson tide of pain. The ambush, a trap sprung from the shadows, had caught us unawares. The fiend's assault a tempest of maleficence that now held you ensnared. The abyss echoed with your anguish, and as darkness encroached, you found yourself teetering on the edge of oblivion.
Let's look at Rydak's skills to see how he's able to assist. Rydak. Tactics, athletics, history. We obviously need to escape. That's the next question. Is Rydak able to respond to this ambush effectively enough so that we can both escape? Matter of fact, what does Rydak do? We don't control Rydak. What does Rydak do after I get stabbed, impaled? Wait, before we roll with his actions, let's just keep in mind his personality. Rydak is arrogant, flirty, tactical. Okay, arrogant, flirty, tactical. He's tactical, okay, and athletic and arrogant. So he might take some bold actions, which is a good thing. We need that. We need confidence in this dire scenario, because I appear to be unlikely injured, which will affect what I can do. Rydak has to save us, and I have to help. All right, what does Rydak do? $73, 16. Pain, brave. Pain, brave. I interpret that as he causes pain because he's arrogantly brave, meaning he responds to the ambush effectively is how I'm interpreting that, or that's what he's attempting to do. Their ambush is intense, so it's got to be like 2 or 3. Is Rydak able to effectively take care of the 2 or 3 that are in our immediate vicinity? You know, I'm pretty sure one of their arms is still through my chest, right? Let's see. He's tactical and athletic, and he's a samurai. So he's going to use tactics to take them all out, I'm assuming, right? Being tactical with an exceptional rank in tactics. And obviously he's athletic, so he has no issue in doing this in a short period of time. So exceptional rank. Matter of fact, we'll give him a negative. We'll give him a penalty for the ambush. But we'll give him a bonus for his arrogance to even attempt to, because in this situation you have to counter and answer effectively. You can't let the ambush cripple you. If you can counter strong and escape, that's ideal. I'm going to give him a bonus for the audacity, and for the way he's responding is exactly what you want, and he's tactical with it, supported by his athleticism. we'll say that that warrants a boost. So bringing him back to exceptional rank. And, 2 to 3 of these creatures to get, I mean, I dismantled 1, 2 to 3. I'm gonna say to combined, they're probably anywhere between above average and high. I'll give them a high. So it'll be exceptional rank versus their high. Anything under a 65 is a yes. Let me double check. Exceptional versus high. Yeah, anything under a 65 is a yes. Is Rydak able to go full samurai on these 3 ambushers? Let's find out. This is one hell of a moment for Rydak. Anything under a 65. Yes. 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 Rydak handles them. Just for fun, just to spice it up a bit, I'm gonna roll action and meaning to get an idea of what exactly he does to them. That's so cool. Action and meaning. 41-9. Failure boldly. He completely capitalizes off their failure to ambush us effectively enough for us to not counterattack so hard. He boldly capitalizes on their failure to have struck him instead of me, because he's the most dangerous one in this situation. Their failure to respect his authority. And so I interpret that as he's very efficient and clean, with bold strikes, and just as fast as they had a chance to destroy us, he has destroyed them for their bad decision making and attacking us.
Rydak's resolve ignited, an inferno of calculated precision and swift action. With a leap defying the very ground beneath, he soared into the heavens, a silhouette against the moonlit expanse. The enemies, entranced, gazed upward, ensnared by the faceless Ronin. In the blink of an eye, as if reality fractured, Rydak reappeared, a phantom below their gaze, his form a blur, a maelstrom of steel and intent. He spun in a swift spiral, his katana an extension of his intent. A cyclone of destruction was unleashed, his blade cleaving through his enemies like a hungry beast. The clash was as sudden as it was merciless. Every entity, their forms grotesque and malevolent, stood frozen, the moonlight illuminating their final moments. Rydak's strike was the scythe of destiny, a singular movement that severed every abdomen from their legs, a whirlwind of death incarnate. As the last flicker of consciousness faded from their eyes, they witnessed Rydak's afterimage, a ghostly echo still aloof amidst the night sky. And then, with a breath of finality, that specter too vanished, a wisp of wind sweeping it into oblivion. Even the arm that had lodged through your torso, a grotesque reminder of their assault, was cleaved into fine fragments, falling like macabre petals upon the unforgiving ground. The night was still. The aftermath of Rydak's effort painted the black sand.
This escape is going to have 2 phases. We have to successfully escape with the fate question that we're going to try right now. And we have to be successful at rolling an additional 2 escape checks, allowing for an opportunity for these creatures to potentially catch up and capture us again. I'm going to ask the fate question, and I'm going to say the chances are very likely, because of what just happened, Very likely, are we able to break away from these creatures, disengage? Very likely, and the chaos factor is still 5. Very likely, anything under a 75. Yes. You know, Rydak is pretty athletic. I'm pretty sure he has no issue with carrying me, dragging me, or what have you. And he's tactical, so he's taking a tactical route away. We are being pursued. Am I able to gather and muster up enough strength to not be, too much of a burden, and kind of carry myself and participate in running away, at least? I'm going to say somewhat unlikely. It seems like I got hit flush. I'm really hurt. I'm giving myself a penalty, so somewhat unlikely that I'm able to, help run and try to make this as easy as possible for Rydak as we run away. Anything under a 35 is a yes. Come on. I got this. Anything under a 35. I'm a soldier, man. That's a critical yes. I'm a soldier, man.
Though the wound's grasp was grievous, you summoned an ember of resolve that danced within your heart. The pain ignited your determination and will to overcome a cruel fate. Rydak, ever vigilant, bore witness to this valiant effort. His eyes, a mirror to your endurance, spoke unspoken respect amidst the chaos that surrounded us. The moon's pale glow painted the contours of your struggle, your every stride, a testament to resilience's song. With each passing moment, the distance to safety grew shorter, the abyss's grasp weakening. You pressed forth, steps guided by a tenacity that defied the very shadows that sought to consume you.
I compliment Rydak on his handiwork back there. Damn. And what's he say? 73, 92. Mocking, refuse. He is arrogant. Mocking, refuse. I think he might be mocking me, and maybe was one of, maybe he was a character that didn't think it was a good idea to move closer and scout the area, or maybe he voiced some concern. That's how I'll interpret refuse. At one point, he refused to agree that this was a good idea, and he's mocking me in terms of thinking that we knew enough about these enemies to feel confident. I'm learning that we don't know enough about these enemies, and today we discovered that their psionics are pretty powerful. And he's pretty much mocking me. At the start of the episode, I said that, I'm happy with where we are, but psionics is powerful, and I have a wound to show for it. He probably says something along the lines of that while mocking my naivety.
A Redak's retort sliced through the air, a blade of mockery and arrogance. Ah, did I not foretell, dear journeyman? He jeered, his voice a snare of disdain. We dance amidst the shadows of ignorance, and yet you would thrust us headlong into the abyss's maw. His words, a venomous concoction of pride and derision, echoed through the night's chilling void. His gaze, a mirror to his conceit, painted a portrait of your impulsive resolve against the backdrop of his skepticism. Within this realm of enigma and treachery, he continued, his tone oozing with scorn. The enemy's essence remains but a whisper, elusive and unfathomable. And you, with an impulse both reckless and foolhardy, would sow the seeds of conflict. The moonlight's glimmer cast shadows upon our discourse, an eerie waltz of differing opinions. Rydak's mocking jibe, a manifestation of both strategy and haughtiness, bore the seed of truth amidst the abyss's embrace. A dance of convictions unfurled, our words a discordant melody of doubt and camaraderie, uncertainty uniting us in the crucible of the unknown.
Are we able to keep our distance away from these creatures? I would say somewhat likely. Anything under a 65. Yes. How lethal is the wound that I have? I need to figure out how deadly this wound is. I'm almost afraid to ask the question, but it's an important question. I'll start it off by saying this. Is my wound average or below average? Very unlikely. Very unlikely. To keep it to be realistic, very unlikely. Is it average and below? Very unlikely. Yeah, anything under a 25. Holy crap. It's definitely below. It's definitely below. That's an exceptional yes. Is it a weak wound? Is it a weak wound? I'll just cut to the chase. Is it a weak wound? That's one of the weakest ranked wounds you can have above minuscule. Is it a weak wound? Just because I got that exceptional yes, this is a justifiable question. Maybe I really ate that shit. Is it a weak wound? Somewhat likely. Somewhat likely. Yeah, why not? Somewhat likely. Let me see. I would need anything under a 65. Anything under a 65. Anything under a 65. Is it a weak wound? No. No. Is it an average wound? Very likely. Anything under a 75. Very likely. Yes. It's an average wound. I'll take it. I'll take it because it was a very savage ambush and I managed to be able to fend it off and survive. Okay.
Through the haze of pain and the throes of dimmed consciousness, you cast a weary gaze upon your own wound, your vision an unsteady flame. The pain, a relentless and etched upon your every breath. As your fingers traced the wound's contours, you could scarce deny the gravity of your affliction. Blood flowed like crimson rivers. Rogues, less resilient, would have been claimed by the master plane. Yet this day, the hands of fate conspired in my favor. With a bitter chuckle, born of both irony and relief, you acknowledge the cruel dance of chance that had granted you this reprieve. You count yourself among the fortunate, your survival a whispered pact with destiny herself.
Are we able to stay away from the creatures? Are we gone for good? I would say very likely. I would say very likely. Anything under 75. Exceptionally, yes. We're gone.
Amidst the chaos and the relentless pursuit of the Livingstone horde, we sought sanctuary in the cloak of night. Guided by Rydak's strategic insight, we wove through the treacherous terrain, every step a calculated decision. The echoes of our footfalls harmonized with the night as we pressed onward, the Livingstone's pursuit becoming a distant echo, fading with each step. Our return to the familiar embrace of the tavern's walls was marked by weary breaths, yet, in this moment of respite, we found solace in the knowledge that we do not have enough of it.